All right, guys, welcome to another quick update. This is week 28 of 52 that we're updating you guys on. If you guys haven't been following along, we are doing a weekly or trying to do a weekly update of our journey to add an additional $57.5 thousand per month in recurring revenue by renting simple websites. So, Francesca, welcome to this little video. I got Francesca on here because she's the one that does most of this stuff. So let's just do a quick update. I know last time that we did one was about, I think it was like 10 days ago. You had just gotten back from Italy. You had closed a deal in a specific niche that we're not really talking about yet, but it was for, do you remember what that deal was for? Was it $1,000 a month? I think it was
Yes.
a month, 6 months, just a clean across the slate deal, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's give an update on what's happened in the last 10 days or so. I know that we've had one deal in fact, this is a great because I literally do not even know on some of these things because some of the stuff we haven't communicated yet, but we had a deal that was going in Austin. We had ads running. What's the update on that? Where are we at with that? And don't need to be shy. You don't need to sugarcoat it. We want to be completely transparent here.
Yeah, so we paused the ads. That one was a little weird because I went after that because I know a girl that used to work for a local company that did the service that we would want to do.
Okay.
So it was more of like turn on the ads. She doesn't work for that company anymore, but she's trying to do like sell leads herself, but she doesn't generate leads. So it's a little bit of a weirder situation there. It's not your typical like due diligence, cold call and all of that. So I didn't cold call. I pretty much did it just because I knew she was interested. And she has a couple of meetings. They kind of got pushed back. So we paused the ads and I'm just waiting to hear back from her. That's kind of
One
where.
interesting one interesting thing, guys, that we've found is that no matter what way you do it, no matter what ads you use, no matter what platform you use, even if you know somebody in the area, it still seems like for this example, where you already know somebody there. It's like if we can just get leads, we'll get a deal. But you go into something like Austin, and it's such a big city. It's something that we always preach about. Don't go into huge cities with tons of competition. But then sometimes you're like, well, maybe it can work, and it's proving difficult. So what we may end up having to do is get like very very strategic on, hey, you guys are based in Austin, but can you cover this city that's outside of Austin? Can you go, a little bit further, type of a thing, and that might be the game. So anyway, that's where we're at with that deal. We also landed a deal. It wasn't a huge deal, so I guess I didn't talk too much about it, but why don't you tell them the niche? This is the first time we've ever done this. Tell them what this niche is, and let's talk about that deal really quick.
Yeah, you closed that one, so I didn't do anything for that. But it's pest weight removal. So like dog
So
poop removal.
yeah. So basically, when dogs poop all over lawns, which they do, and owners, whether it's, let's say it's usually at your house. By the way, I don't understand this niche because if I had a dog, which I don't, I grew up with dogs. If it pooped in my yard, I'm not letting it just sit. That's number one. Number two, if it goes on someone else's yard, which by the way, I've had dogs do that to my grass, I'm literally trying to hunt these people down. I think this is just for people who just like push their dog outside and they just go in the corner and just like whatever, and they have a designated spot and they want somebody to come and clean it up. Is that basically, you have a dog? You should know.
Yeah, I don't I have a dog and I still don't understand this niche because I'm the same way. I think it's for people maybe that have a house and a yard. So I don't. So I always pick it up and they just don't want to pick it up themselves. So they probably book them and they come in regularly because it's actually illegal. It depends on the county that you live in, but if you have a house with a yard, you can't just leave your dog poop because it's a health hazard for a specific like after a period of time or
Which
something
it
like
should
that.
be. Which it
Yes.
should be. So anyway, guys, we got this deal. It's going to be $600 a month. However, we did get the business owner to do a weekly payment instead of a monthly. So it's going to be $150 a week, which gives us a little bit more per month, guys. Once again, make sure that you are freaking charging weekly. So to show you the math, you do $150 a week. you times it by 52, right? You divide it by 12, and we're actually making $650 per month. Times that by 12, back again. So we actually are making $7,800 from this contract. It's not a huge deal. The reason why we're doing it is because it was somebody that and this is another important thing, guys, is do not burn bridges. This individual is somebody that we literally worked with this guy in another business. He used to do window cleaning, and he did it for like a month, and it just wasn't working out. But we kept the relationship, and he sold that business. Now he's doing this. So, guys, keep those relationships. Francesca, what else?
Think of anything else.
That's it. That's it. That's our update, guys. Other than that, I know what I've got on my list this week is we have got to get at least 2 new areas picked out. I know there's a couple other things that we did is we did due diligence on a couple of different niches, which I'll wait in case we don't go into, but I think you probably did what, 5 to 10 due diligence last week minimum. I mean,
Yes.
you did.
I do that usually every week.
Yeah. So sometimes we forget to talk about these like little things, but like, what are some of the other things that you did that maybe people don't normally do? So you did the due diligence. You checked in with clients like normal. Have we lost anybody that we've signed this year?
Mm, the tree service.
The tree service one. Okay. How much was that per month?
Uh, I have to look to give to be like super accurate. He's broke.
So we signed the wrong person,
Yes.
basically. Okay. So here's what I want to do is, Francesca, on the next one that we do, I want to get an actual update on where we're at per month, year to date. And I want people to know where we're at as of, this will be towards the end of July. And I want to do that so that we can, again, could just be completely transparent. Also, so that when we start to pick up speed, and I know I keep saying this, and people probably think that I'm crazy because I'm like, I'm not that worried. Yes, we're behind, but again, we have some things that are really, really in our favor right now. So next one of these that we do, can we please have a total of where we're at per month? Not total in our company, but total for this calendar year starting February 1st, because that's kind of when we started tracking this. Can you get that for us next week?
Yes. You want to do it
Beautiful.
next week, right?
Yeah, get an exact figure. And in the meantime, we're going to add 2 new areas where we're going to turn on ads. We're going to turn on ads. Francesca's going to get hooked, and we're going to start getting this back up to the point where you remember back in 2020, we always had 3 to 4 campaigns going, sometimes 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're just flowing and you have that many, and then as soon as you have 5 that are ready to go, you close one and then you replace it with another one, and then you replace the backup list with another one. So you always have 5 in the pipe. You always have 3 to 5 going. That's how you can consistently land deals. So I think we're finally to a point now where we can probably start getting up to that speed. But so far this year, we've kind of been managing like 2 deals at a time, and I think it's time that we can bump it up. What do you think?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So Austin deal, last thing. So that one we're just waiting to hear back. She's going to take it back to the team. You
And the ads
paused it,
are
or
off.
huh?
The ads are paused.
The ads are paused, but is that just a complete no, or she's going to take it back to like her team and see what
No,
they
she
say?
needs no, yeah, she doesn't make any no, it's paused.
Yeah. And sometimes you're dealing with the wrong person that's not the decision maker, and it's really easy for them to be like, yeah, we're interested, but it's not coming out of their pocket, right? So you got to make sure that you're actually talking to the decision maker. Anyway, so guys, that is the update. So like recap, one deal closed, did a bunch of due diligence. That deal that we lost, was it this week, or that's been a couple weeks? I didn't even know about that.
The what?
The deal that we lost.
Um, so we didn't like lose him. He's just really late on payment. So I'm gonna
Okay.
cut him off. Is where,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being transparent, because sometimes you sit there and you hope for the best. You're like, oh, he's just behind on payment. The reality is, if he's behind on payment this early, then we're, like you said, we're going to cut him off. And if that inspires him to pay, awesome. If not, we got to cut him off, because we're at this point, he's just getting more and more behind.
Yes, and I don't know if you remember this St. George tree service has been a little bit tricky. We I had him hooked, then I had someone else hooked. I closed the other person, and the other person went completely ghosted. So then that guy reached back out. So it's been
Right.
complicated since day one. But
Yeah. Well, and I think it's important too to notice that, like, guys, not every deal is perfect. Every deal, every area that we look at, we don't close. Every client that we close, we don't keep. Not every single week that we hop on these calls, we're buzzing with excitement of, hey, we got 16 deals in the pipe. Like, it becomes a little bit of drudgery, and then you mix in travel and vacation and holiday, all this different stuff, and it's tough. So, and allergies, right, Francesca?
yeah.
Francesca and I are like have the worst allergies, and we live in the city where they're absolutely the worst. So one of us is always sniffling. But anyway, that's it for our update. Week 28 of 52. Lots of ball game left to play in this year, but we got to start stepping on the gas. So Francesca, thank you, and we'll see you guys on the next update.
Sounds good. Bye.